Also, you're thinking of coming for a visit or maybe moving to the Charlotte area and you want to know a little bit more about the region. Well, what we're going to do today is talk about the top 10 things, in my opinion, that people love about the Charlotte region, so stick around. I'm Dave DeSilva with Long Tab Realty, brokered by eXp Realty here in Charlotte. And if this is your first time to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button later on, hit the bell, and you'll be the first to know every time we put out a new video about the Charlotte market. We get calls, texts, emails all the time from folks just like you, trying to find out a little bit more about what's going on in Charlotte. You know, places to go, people to see, things to do, all that good stuff. And so whether you're moving here, coming for a visit in 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, doesn't matter. It's never too early to start getting more detailed information on the area. So we're the answer grapes here at Living in Charlotte, NC. So please go ahead, put in the comments section what you want to know about. If we're including all the good stuff and you want to know more details, please include that. And also down in the description, we've got a link where you can set up a Zoom call with me so we can talk face-to-face a little bit more about Charlotte. So lately we've been talking about the parks, the neighborhoods, some of the suburbs around Charlotte, and today a little bit of not pro and con, but top 10 things. So let's really get to it right now. And if you stick around until the end of this video, we're going to add maybe number 11, but another bonus for one of the reasons why we love it here in Charlotte. I say we, these are my reasons, but we, family, friends, everybody living in Charlotte, staying here for a reason. Okay, region number 1 is Charlotte has a strong job market. Charlotte's a major U.S. financial hub. As a matter of fact, Forbes magazine says that we are the second largest financial hub behind New York City, and we're home to the headquarters of Bank of America and the East Coast operations of Wells Fargo. Both of those are Fortune 500 companies. Since we're talking about Fortune 500 companies, we've got 7 additional companies that are Fortune 500 companies headquartered right around here in Charlotte, and they include Lowe's Home Improvement, Nucor, Honeywell, Duke Energy, Truist, that used to be BB&T, Sonic Automotive, Bright House Financial, and our newest addition is Albemarle Chemicals, so it's a chemical company. Yeah, but the presence of these companies creates numerous job opportunities in banking and finance, obviously, also in tech and a growing healthcare sector that further bolsters the job market here in Charlotte. One more large employer is CMS, Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools, with over 20,000 teachers, staff, and administrators. It is a major employer in the area, and it has to be to cater to about 145 to 150,000 students in the area, attending 145 to 150 different schools. And we've got a couple schools being built every other year, just about. Number 2 on our list of the top 10 things that I love about Charlotte is the affordable cost of living. And again, relative is a word that I'll use a bunch in here, and it's all relative. So although the cost of living, according to bestplaces.net, is 102.5 on a scale of 100, which is the national average, compared to other major cities like New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Charlotte offers a more affordable cost of living. Again, like I said, reasonable and relative are words I'm going to use in this sense, but housing costs are reasonable in Charlotte with a variety of options from urban apartments to suburban homes. Right now, the average cost of a single-family home in Charlotte is about $476,000, and the rental rate right now is about just over $2,000 a month. On that 0 to 100 scale again, where 100 is the average, typically our utilities, groceries, and transportation are below that 100. Again, that means they're relatively lower in cost. Of course, we probably don't feel that lower cost with the inflationary environment that we've been in for a little bit here, but hopefully that gets cleared up down the road. Okay, number 3 on our list is the high quality of life in Charlotte. And Charlotte boasts a range of amenities and services that contribute to the high quality of life. The city has excellent healthcare facilities, hospitals all over the place, top-rated public and private schools, and I've got experience in both the public and the private schools, and numerous parks and recreational areas, and we'll talk a little bit about those further down on number 4, 5, 6, or 7. So overall, the environment is clean and well maintained. You've got dirt in every city, and you're going to find it around Charlotte. You're going to find some parts of town that are rougher than others, but overall, a good high quality of life. And as you can see, as we go through the other top 10s, There are so many things to do that add to the high quality of life that is just incredible. Lots to do in Charlotte. All right, number 4 on our top 10 is cultural attractions. The city is very rich, I think, in cultural experiences, including the Levine Museum of the New South, the Mint Museum, and there's 2 of those, and Beckler Museum of Modern Art. Now, I'm not a big artsy-fartsy guy, but there's a lot of great art around here, whether it's old stuff or new stuff. One of the top attractions uptown is the Belk Theater at the Blumenthal Performing Arts Center. That's tough for me to say. We can see all sorts of Broadway plays, and I've been up there tons of times. You know, you've got Hamilton. I think I mentioned this about 2 years ago in a similar video. You've got Hamilton, Hairspray's coming back, Mamma Mia's coming back. I've seen that there. Lion King this summer. Again, lots of Broadway type plays coming to uptown Charlotte. And Charlotte also hosts various cultural festivals and events throughout the year, like the Charlotte Film Festival, the Carolina Renaissance Festival. That's always fun. And all sorts of musical happenings, like I said, up in NODA, which is North Davidson, or up at the PNC Pavilion or Bank of America. All right, number 5, and this one's near and dear to me, sports and entertainment. Charlotte is the home to professional sports teams like the Carolina Panthers. We were so good last year, or 2 years ago, that we got the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. I don't think that means you're good. Well, anyway, we do have a lot of entertainment, sports, and professional sports with the Panthers, the Charlotte Hornets, and a recent addition are the Carolina FC football club, 3rd year Major League Soccer franchise, and it's great atmosphere to go to that. Now, if you're a baseball fan, you can find the Charlotte Knights, our minor league team, playing baseball up at Truist Field throughout the spring, summer, and fall, and that's just uptown, so that's a great reason to go uptown. For auto racing fans, Charlotte is the home of NASCAR. We've got the NASCAR Hall of Fame, we've got Lowe's, Lowe's Motor Speedway out there in Northeast Charlotte, and we're also home to the American Hockey League Charlotte Checkers, professional hockey. Charlotte has got some of the top public and private golf courses in the region. As a matter of fact, at Quail Hollow, and it just got done a little while ago, annually we have a PGA event out here. A couple of years ago, it was the President's Cup, so an international event at one of our golf courses here in Charlotte. Okay, so if you're moving here with your kids and they're sports minded, or you're an adult and you want to continue competing, there are numerous leagues, and this is at tons of different levels, numerous leagues from rec to highly competitive and even semi-pro in just about every sport imaginable. From disc golf to club swimming to lacrosse to road racing, and I mean running, it's all available here in Charlotte. Now that's the sports type information, but the entertainment, I'm talking about nightlife, and a vibrant nightlife scene is here in Charlotte with numerous bars and clubs, live music venues, ensuring there's always something to do. As I say all the time, tons to do in Charlotte. I previously mentioned NODA, which is up north of Charlotte, North Davidson, but also South End has got a nightlife scene that is incredible for that younger crowd. My son and daughter, they're up there quite a bit when they have friends in town, and it's something that, you know, I just really haven't partaken in other than maybe after a soccer game to go grab a beer somewhere up there. So we're halfway through, and if you like what you're hearing so far, please go ahead and hit the like button, share this, make some comments, let us know what you do like and what you don't like. Next up, number 6 is education and research. Charlotte offers strong educational opportunities with institutions like University of North Carolina at Charlotte, the 49ers, Queen's University, Johnson & Wales, Johnson C. Smith, a lot of top-notch universities around here. And there are also some off-campus sites here like Pfeiffer. You can get your Duke MBA here in Charlotte, I believe, things like that. So great institutions that provide a huge range of programs and contribute to the city's research and development initiatives. All right, number 7 on our list are outdoor activities. The proximity, especially to the mountains out in the west, the Blue Ridge Mountain, Appalachians, Lake Norman just off to the northwest side and the north side of Charlotte, and then Lake Wiley to the south, they provide ample opportunities for outdoor activities like hiking, camping, boating, fishing, trail running, trail riding on your bike, all sorts of crazy stuff. And that's right in here in Charlotte, and then just a couple hours to the west for a little bit more of a challenge in the mountainous areas. Now heading east for about 3 or 4 hours will land you in one of the many beaches up and down the North Carolina and South Carolina coastline. Charlotte's greenways and parks such as Freedom Park and the U.S. National Whitewater Center are perfect for biking, jogging, and family outings. Again, we just have this long list of things to do, and outdoor activities are very important for those of us who just need to get our energy out somehow. So you can just step out your door a lot of times, find a greenway. There are over 100 miles of greenway in Charlotte. I think that's 70 miles of greenway, and then more in the urban areas is about 30 miles. So that, with about 20,000 acres and over 200 parks in Charlotte, make this just a great place to get out and enjoy nature. All right, and this one is always fun to talk about, and I'm going to put it at number 8 as relatively mild climate. And that's because we really don't have the super extremes. Like up north, you've got super extreme cold weather, some high winds. Way down south, or if you live out of the country down in Panama like I did in the past, and it gets miserable hot down there. Of course, I use that word relative and relatively a lot, like I said, and it can be used especially when talking about the climate in Charlotte. We kind of enjoy a temperate climate zone with 3.5 distinct seasons. Winters are mild and they don't last very long. We do get down into the double digits, the low double digits, and sometimes the single digits. But relative to where I grew up in New Hampshire, where a snowstorm a lot of times, covered your house, you're not getting that down here. We haven't had snow more than maybe once in the last couple of years, and I've gotten used to that. Okay, so number 9 on our list is the diverse and growing food scene in Charlotte. And of course, that's got to be because we get about 65 to 100 people a day moving to Charlotte. And of course, some people are moving out. We get a lot of people moving into the area from all over the place, and they bring their likes and dislikes with them. The city's culinary landscape is very diverse, featuring Southern cuisine, farm-to-table restaurants, and a variety of international eateries. With just about everyone seemingly coming from somewhere else, like I said, in Charlotte, we're truly a melting pot, and that shows in the variety of food and restaurant choices. So food festivals, farmers markets all over the place, food truck rallies, they just add to the vibrant food culture, and I mentioned culture already, in Charlotte. And a couple of my favorite places to go and to eat out are Little Mama's in South Park, just about any Hickory Tavern, and there's a couple of them around Charlotte, and of course, we have a Christmas tradition of going to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I think we've been there for 8, 9, 10 years in a row. So some great places, high end, and then some that are just nice and cozy. All right, now I know beer's not always mentioned as a food group, but maybe you would think it should be based on the number of breweries that you have around the Charlotte market. And I like that, I support it, it's great. Of course, all of them have food and all of them have beer. We've got a few Legion breweries, one in South Park, a couple of them somewhere else, soon opening up a second Old Mecklenburg brewery down in the Ballantyne reimagined area. And one of my favorites is Middle James in Pineville, and they just opened up a second location down in Waxhaw. So lots of breweries and lots of things going on at those breweries as well. Entertainment. All right, so 10th and lastly, unless you stay for our bonus reason, is the community and family-friendly feel of the environment in and around Charlotte. And Charlotte is known for its friendly and welcoming communities, some of the neighborhoods. And many of those neighborhoods have close-knit feel because they have regular community events. They have good schools, they have safe environments. People look out for each other, and it makes it ideal for raising a family. Areas like Ballantyne and South Park are particularly popular among families for their amenities and for their community spirit. And there are lots of historical type areas also that have maintained their distinctiveness because of the historical needs, and still developed a personality based on the community and the residents. So how did those historical neighborhoods maintain their own personalities? They maintain their own personalities by following the historical district guidelines, and supporting traditions such as neighborhood festivals, parades, dinners, athletic teams, well, like I said, putting their own personality in that mix. So here we go with the bonus feature. There are a lot of great suburbs around Charlotte, and they're within easy drive of uptown Charlotte, and many of them have businesses located within their own city limits that cater to the nearby residents, to their employment needs. So you can also live and work in some of the suburbs, or live there and take a relatively short trip. Sometimes the traffic gets busy, and again, that's relative, but a relatively short trip up to your workplace located somewhere around Charlotte. And so that's the bonus, is you don't have to live in Charlotte to enjoy Charlotte. And you don't have to live in Charlotte to work in Charlotte. A lot of the surrounding cities like Matthews, Mint Hill, Pineville, Rock Hill, even down to the south, TK, Fort Mill, Davidson, Belmont, Harrisburg, all those that I've done videos on in the past, a lot of those are homes to people that come into Charlotte to work, either downtown in the city section area or just on the outskirts of Charlotte. So again, great suburbs that support the city, but Charlotte itself is awesome as well. And in the near future, what we'll do is we'll do one of my map tours where I show you Charlotte this time, not just the suburbs, but we're going to show you Charlotte and its proximity to the major cities in the region, and then some of the suburbs and some of the highlights around the area, the Biltmore Estate, Asheville, and things going on there, Charlotte Douglas Airport. So we'll get that done down the road and kind of show you Charlotte itself and the area around it. So for all these 10 reasons collectively, that's why I love Charlotte. And you might be able to tell today I've had a lot of coffee, but it's a great city. I've lived in many places all over the country and out of the country. I still, like I said in a recent video, still have my heart up in New Hampshire, go Red Sox. But I love Charlotte. I wouldn't think of moving here anytime soon, and it would have to be something that would really get me excited to leave Charlotte. So great place to live. Get on the Zoom call with me. Let's talk about Charlotte and have a great day.